If I add in the set data for the remaining springs, I'll be able to have maximum control. So I've got a total, I believe, of 10 or 11 springs, so I'm going to need to have a few more ports. So we'll double click and just do a little bit of copy paste. And just do some string replacement. So we'll replace spring 5, spring 6, and at the moment the new connections are able to be controlled by custom scalar values because they are not being driven by the turbulize by range. We're also going to be offsetting the turbulize by range as well so that the wind has an effect on different parts of the tree in different ways. I'll just add a couple more. And we're now making way for 10 and 11. So spring 10, 11. Okay, great. We probably want to have most of the slowest movement, slowest turbulence at the base of the tree. So we know that we're dealing with number 11, so spring parent 11. So let's actually just isolate it here. So spring parent 11 we need. Just unhook the rest of these. Another base spring is spring parent 9. Spring parent 1, which I've already hooked into, and spring parent 6. The next level of springs makes up a somewhat looser affiliation. This one in the middle should still be fairly strong in terms of wind resistance as it's making up the broad bulk of the trunk, but these other ones should be a little lighter. So I'll copy paste, and I will give the trunk, which is spring parent 2, its own turbulize, and I'll copy paste one more time and use spring parent 10, 4, and 7. And then the higher branches 8, 5, and 3. I'll do one more copy paste. And get the last 3. Okay, so now I just have to distribute the turbulence accordingly. So at the base, we would probably have the smallest amount of turbulence, the smallest scale at the slowest speed. At the high end, we'll have the highest animation speed. So I'll keep the turbulence fairly high. So let's go with negative 0.5 and 2. And if I hit play, we start to see the effect of our turbulence on the tree. We can slow the animation speed to reduce the intensity of movement. So this would be a fairly gusty breeze, I would guess. If we increase the turbulence scale as well, we can completely slow down the movement. Lowering the animation speed to 0.1 really slows it down. I find that you almost have to go to 0 when you're setting slow animation speeds if you really want to see the result in simulation. So that's not a bad look. What you might want to do to control all of these values, at least the scale values for all of them, would be to use something like a scalar constant and use it to drive, in this example, the animation speed of all 4 levels. So I can speed that up there. Or I can slow right down. So our last problem is going to be in attaching the leaves to the ever-changing, deformed birch tree. The leaves aren't going to want to move because they haven't been told to update with the new position of the points. So that's will be our last task in this long tree exercise.